Alrighty, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Running a little behind. Running just a little behind this morning. Small range, looks like, from overnight here. Pretty small range that we are in. Sellers trying to push through here. Just waiting for a reversal bar of some sort. Maybe we get a reversal bar, maybe we participate. Just in sell mode right now. Losing the 50. What is the low a day? 925? Just going to jump in here, see if we can't get this move into the low. Still trying to get my charts pulled up here. ES back to the 30, 43.30 here. Little buy volume trying to jump in here. Get a little push back up. Kind of probably could have waited for a better entry there. We probably could have got a little better entry. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. So we ran the midnight lows there. Just trying to look at this right here. We ran the midnight open lows. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this off. Look for a little bit better of a spot here. Look for a little better of a spot. It's probably what we should have did to begin with. Was just wait. We were a little frazzled though when we got on. Just a little bit frazzled. So we got a little pushback up here. ES is almost to the VWAP. VWAP at the 33 on the ES. Nasdaq just got above the VWAP at 54. So, thinking the Nasdaq maybe moves up a little higher here. Maybe she moves up a little higher, maybe not. Is this just to push back up before we sell back down, or are we going to continue higher here? That's the question. That's the question that everyone needs to know. Here comes some volume, pushing this thing on up a little more. 58s. ES right there at the VWAP now. Thinking I was thinking this thing would go for the lows, but it did sweep the low there. It swept the low from midnight open. I'm going to take the short here. I'm going to look for a move down to not a huge move. We're just going to look for some points here. So I think we can get 49, 48.50. Just trying to look here. Got an imbalance down here. 48.50. 49. So let's see if this thing turns back down or not. Thinking it's going to want to at least revisit that imbalance there before continuing higher. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I think we revisit the imbalance before going higher here. One revisit here, one revisit. Like I said, not looking for a lot. I guess that's 7, 8 handles. Something like that. ES also pushed up into the VWAP there, kind of rejecting the VWAP area. Maybe we get our money back from the little loser we took it open there. Just kind of being stupid there at open, if you will. So ES rejecting the VWAP right there so far. Let's see if we can get this pullback down into the 49s. Once again, not a huge pullback. Just looking for a few points here. Just a few points. See if we can't get it. popping here. Pull back just a little bit. Now it's trying to push. ES pushing back above the VWAP here. To adjust this let's adjust this stop for the next entry here. Oh man, now it looks like it wants the highs. ES getting above the VWAP. Let's give it a minute here. ES is at 33.50. The high on the ES is at 35. Just kind of watching the WADA here. Want to see those sellers kind of pop through here, push this thing on down. That's what we want to see, but you don't always get what you want. You don't always get what you want. Question is, do we just take it off if we get back in the green? I don't know. Watching the WADA. See some sellers popping in there. Explosion line's above the dead man. We are getting above the explosion line now with some sell volume. So ES pushed back above the VWAP there just for a second. Now rejecting it once again. See if it continues to push down here. If we continue to try to go. Seller's still looking okay there on the WADA. We are above the VWAP there on the Nasdaq, so that is a little troublesome. I don't like to short above the VWAP, but it doesn't usually matter all that much during the London session. Just kind of watching the WADA here. Want to see the volume just pop on in here, get this thing moving lower. I'm going to just take that off right there. I don't like the look of the WADA. I feel like this thing's probably going for the highs. Just took it off break even. I think we lost 40 bucks on that. It's kind of looking like it wants to go, so kind of had that higher volume push up here, and then this lower volume pullback. It's kind of looking like she wants to go. Got the highs up there at 67, overnight highs. So let's see if we can't get a quick pop into the 65 here, get us our, get out of the red. Let's get out of the red. or dig deeper. Should be able to get this push here. See if we can hit 65. 65 would be nice. It is non-farm payroll Friday today, so I guess we have to be aware of that. Let's take a look at old Twitter here, see what we got going on. Take a look at old Twitter. What's Mancini had to say? 43.35 was the target. We are glued right here into the close with Apple earnings soon. It's been one of the biggest longs of the year. De-risk now and watch for failed breaks of 35 after Apple. So 35 is what, triple topped on the ES, double topped. Here after into this overnight. Is the ES going to push back into the 35's the question, I guess. Oh, the ES is above the VWAP. What was I looking at? Was I on the wrong chart? I don't know. Maybe I was on the wrong chart. But the ES is above the VWAP. Could have been on the wrong chart. Who knows? So kind of watching the WADI here. Really want to see this volume come through here and just push this thing into the highs. That's what we want to see. Just push it into the highs. You can do it. You can do it. Let's go. Not seeing the volume we want to see just yet. Oops. Kind of surprised my dog didn't come in here with me this morning. He's chilling in there. He must have said, nah, I'm going to stay in here and hang out. We really didn't have too much action over the first, 25 minutes here. Not too much action. Not too much action yet. Got to kind of get going here if we're going to get going. Are we going to retest the VWAP once again? Maybe. ES pulling back into the 32s here. You don't want to second guess yourself too much, but sometimes we do that. It's kind of pulling back into this order block that it just created on the 3-minute chart. So you kind of want to see it hold that and continue higher. Just need this volume to come in here and push this thing on up. The buyers just come in, it won't take much. It won't take much. I mean, she's trying to push, but just trying to be patient here. We're already in the trade, so I may as well just wait and let it play out. It either kills us or rewards us. One or the other. Just waiting for a sentence here. Death or life. I don't know. Seems like it wants to move through the highs, but it could make one more run at the lows before it does that. Very well could. We'll see. We shall see. Obviously, we want to see it hold the VWAP there. VWAP right there at the 53s. ES VWAP at the 31.25. Current price 31.75. Needs to go. Kind of very low volume, just like it was last night. We ended up getting a move last night after I went to bed. I don't know if that'll be the case today or not. I suppose it might be. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, please press the subscribe button. Thank you. Do trade the New York session 5 days a week. Decided to throw in a few London sessions this week to see how it goes. Not looking so good right now. Let's see. Yeah, non-farm payroll today. (9:45), 10 a.m. news. Kind of bouncing right off the VWAP there. You want to see it hold the VWAP. If not, it will kind of be problematic. Kind of frustrate me because that's what I was looking for earlier. A little pullback into this imbalance. We have an imbalance now here at 49.50. So I may want to come back and fill in that imbalance there before moving higher. So we may have to hold it through that. ES at the VWAP right now. Let's see what she decides to do. Holding the VWAP so far, so. ES right there at the VWAP. Looking weaker, though. I don't think we panic sell or anything like that. We may just have to hold it here. We may have to hold it through some stuff. And if she takes us, she takes us. We'll see how price reacts, I guess, once it gets, if it gets down to that 48 area imbalance that we were talking about earlier. I mean, we could exit and always re-enter, but we did that already. Didn't get us where we wanted to be. So testing the VWAP here. Let's see if she can go. I mean, I think it can go. Kind of looking like a proper ABC setup to me here, really. So I think we can go here. Got the same structure there on the ES. Looking a little better. I do like the volume here. Like the look of the volume there. It's the highest volume we've had from the, could have got a better entry there, obviously, but it is what it is. See if we get this push into the highs here. Let's make new highs. That's what I'd like to see. New highs. We're not greedy. We're just asking for new highs. How's it going, Isbet? Good morning. Good morning. We took kind of a, I don't know, call it a FOMO, but an aggressive long. An aggressive long here. Looking for the push into the highs. May not get it. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Pulling back once again here. It will either be a firestorm or rewarding. We'll see. To be determined. To be determined. Did have that pop of volume there. I don't know what that was from, but I mean, it looks like to me, it looks like a larger ABC, right? A leg up, little B leg down, continue higher. Certainly could go the other way, but those ABCs don't always play out. I usually like to wait for the confirmation on the WADA to jump in, but we're already in, so being a bit aggressive. So testing the VWAP once again here on the Nasdaq. Pulling back below the VWAP here. But you got the imbalance at 48.50. Maybe she wants to fill that imbalance in. It's kind of what we were thinking earlier. I took a short earlier at like 54, thinking we might pull back. We didn't quite make it to that imbalance, bouncing right back off 50. Bouncing right back off the 50. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. Let's get some subscriptions going. I mean, ultimately, I do think we move through the highs, right? Question is, how do we get there? How do we get there? Could go up, down, sideways, around, and then go. I might move my stop down a little bit here. I'm already in the trade, so it's one of those where, like, ultimately, if I think it runs the highs, may give it a little more room here. It's the options are give it more room or exit, re-enter. Those are the basic options. I do think we pull down to the 48s at least, probably. Probably should have stuck with the initial plan there. easy to say now, right? ES still holding the VWAP there. 43.31, right at it. If the ES loses the VWAP, that would be worrisome. Tested it earlier. Still putting in higher lows on the larger time frames here. So overall, still looking bullish. Overall, so like I said, we got there's an imbalance back to 48.25 here. So let's see if price wants to revisit the imbalance and then maybe move higher. Might want to revisit and then make new lows. Who knows? So there it is, refilling the imbalance right there. So now that it's refilled the imbalance, really would like to see it pop out of here. Don't always get that, though. I mean, it's one of those things where it doesn't have to pop. But it did refill the imbalance there on the 3-minute chart. Not pushing yet. Not like it wants to make a run at the lows. Kind of right here is where it's got to hold. It's kind of that low-to-low trend line right here on the 3-minute chart. If it makes a new low here, yeah, I'll probably just eat it. Eat the loss. There's no shame in being wrong. We're all wrong from time to time. So bouncing off the trend line right now for now. No real volume to speak of yet, though. 10 minutes to the top of the hour here. ES retesting the VWAP. Retesting the VWAP. Like I said, if we make new lows, I won't love it. Down at the 44s, that kind of swing low from one of the open there. I don't really love it now, but we're in it. We're in it. We could cover here and just take our loss and just, be on our way, but let's give it a minute. Not really down all that much when it comes to points. It's just the size that we're in. Probably should have scaled in instead of just going full size. Or just waited for a better entry, right? So still holding the low to low trend line for now. Just for now. See if we put in a higher low here and push back up. It's kind of funny because of the new strategy that I've been testing. On the new strategy, this would definitely have been a short. As we put in a, would it be a short? Hold on, let me look at it. So we had it high. We had a high, we had a low. We ran the high. We ran the low. Push back up. Lower low. Yeah, this would have been a short. So we're testing that low to low trend line there. Like I said, if we make new lows here, I'll probably just kill this. We just eat the loss and move on about our day. Sometimes you have to do that. Probably should have covered at the VWAP. You know, you can always say stuff like that, but this is kind of the line in the sand here. Right where we're at. Lower low. Higher high. Yeah. It's so funny because now that I look at this, this leg. So testing this low to low trend line here. I'm already in it this deep. I'm just going to hold it through the low here. If we make a new low, then we'll just cover. We will just cover. Looking like that's probably what's going to happen, if we're completely honest. Is ES making a new low? Or is that a double bottom? Double bottom on the ES right now. So maybe we bounce here. See if we get this push back up now. There comes some volume. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. So far, the ES put in a double bottom. If it makes a new low here, though, then we may just cover. If you guys are new here and you haven't already, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. So ES made a new low there. It just breached that swing low. Down to the 43.29s. All right, I think that's our sign just to cover. ES making lower lows. So, we try not to hide anything from you guys. So, obviously not doing so well. Down $2,175 right there. So we still have a little room here. We can maybe take something different, but let's kind of see how price reacts to this area. Do we make lower lows or not? We already did on the ES, so I kind of feel like we will here on the Nasdaq as well. Got to take the good with the bad. Got to take the good with the bad. All right, so ES making new lows there, breaking through that low-to-low trend line. Maybe get a little retest of the trend line. Maybe we can take a small scalp here, get a little bit back. Or maybe a quick pushback up into the VWAP. We'll see. It's got a few minutes here till the top of the hour, so. Took a couple of dumb trades. Funny thing is, I took the short right initially because I thought we were going to kind of, you had this imbalance here. So when we were up here, I took the short, thinking we were at least going to revisit this imbalance. Then I second guessed myself on this pop up and took a long. You see what happened. The initial instinct is typically the right one. We know that. Then we just held it way too long there. Should have been covering and just re-entering instead of holding and hoping. We know better than that. We know better than that stuff. All right, pushing through the lows there. Broke that swing low there. Let's see if we get a little pop back up here. Also, not to mention, we'd ran the highs there at 2 a.m. We made a new high at 2 a.m., so the next obvious draw of liquidity is the low, right? Always easy to see after the fact. Easier to see after you've done the stupidity. So ES back down to the 28s, popping back up here. Nasdaq down to the 43s, back up to the 47s. Maybe we'll try to take a quick short here, see if we can't get just kind of retesting that low-to-low trend line, see if we can't get 5 quick points. Well, might be a quick death. Quick death. Just losing in all directions tonight. Sometimes it's like that, right? All right, pushing back up into the VWAP. That's probably where we should have waited for. We don't feel bad about it. Making some bad decisions. Sometimes you just, you don't see it the way you think you should. All right. Now, let's put our stop where it needs to be. Maybe get one of those kind of confidence building wins, right? Maybe we can. I don't know. Let's see if the entry was from 52, stop 60, so it's 10. So we should at least get it to 42. Yeah. 42 seems reasonable. I got in a little late here. Really should have been in at the 52 mark. That would have been the 30% retracement. Would have been. We'll see how price reacts once it gets to that 42 area. May take it there. Might get a swift move right through there, though. Let's just see. Just kind of watching the water here. Want to see the sellers kind of push in here. Get this thing going in the right direction. Give us a small winner before we before we call it a day, right? See if price can't get to the 42s at least. Maybe more. There's 45s watching the water. Didn't make it to the 42s yet. Gotta give us the 42s. Come on, at least. Give us something. 42s. Obviously, we'd like to see 38s, but just going to see how price reacts to the 42s if we can get there. May not get there, though. All right, since it hasn't been going that well for me tonight, we're just going to take the straight 42 here if we get it. That's the idea. Let's take a winner. It's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and lock in some here. All right, there we go. We got filled. All right, we got some back there, guys. Maybe like $800-900. I don't know exactly. Got a little bit back. So now we are only down 1,960. It's one of those things where you can be right and wrong at the same time, right? It's one of those things. So just having one of those mornings, that's all right. Those are going to happen. So my initial instinct this morning when I was looking at this, I was watching price action. We opened up, we pulled back, we left this imbalance. We pushed back up. I took a short somewhere in here, I think around 56. Price spikes up. I panic and cover. I'm thinking it's going to pull back to this imbalance. Spikes up, I cover. I jump in long. I think around 58. What happens? Does exactly what we were thinking it was going to do. Comes back, refills the imbalance, continues lower. Now, if I'm looking at this from a perspective of the scalping strategy that I've been using, we have a high here, swing high, swing low here. What happens? We sweep the swing low. We failed to sweep the high. All right. We break the lows. Once we break the lows, then this should be your short entry. This is the trade that I just took. So you put your fib on here. You take the 30% retracement. These numbers aren't right, but you take the 30% retracement. You could take 50 if you wanted. I just took the 30. And then you're just looking for it to make new lows. So it is what it is. Just kind of read it wrong this morning. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you've not yet subscribed and you're watching, please subscribe. We do trade the New York session 5 days a week. I've been trying to throw in a London session here or there. So that's why we're here this morning. We'll probably jump back on for London again on Sunday, or I guess Monday morning technically. So not starting off the day great in the red, but you're going to have red days. It's just how it is. Got to take the good with the bad. I took that on the 1 minute. I could have waited. I could have just been patient and waited for that setup to occur there. It's always easy to say in hindsight, right? Always easy to say in hindsight. Well, guys, I do think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to, I'll be back live 9:15 a.m. for the New York session. So if you guys are still on then, join me for the New York session. Once again, if you have not yet subscribed, please press the subscribe button. That's why we're here. Let's try to get some new subscribers. But we will see you guys next time. Join me Monday morning for the London session. Thanks for watching.